Oklahoma is bringing back a familiar face in one Kevin Wilson, who was, a lot of people remember, was here from 2000 to 2010, was the Sooners co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach from 2005 to 2002 to 2005, then was from 2006 to 2010 the offensive coordinator, and helped probably coach the best offense Oklahoma's had. Averaged, yes.
Loud.
We're really gonna have to do something about the coughing.
I move it away.
I know you're fine, but
wow.
averaged. Kevin Wilson's team averaged 51 points a game.
A few.
51 points a game. It's, for my money, the best offense Oklahoma's ever had, and I think about every single statistic would bear that out. They scored 60 in the last 5 games. They averaged 50. They scored more than 50 in 9 games that year. I'll never forget, they were up 21-0 on Baylor with 12 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's fun. That sounds actually...
21-0 with 12 minutes left in the first quarter.
We're not going to lie, that sounds like a game we had this year, but it was the opposite.
Yeah, but that wasn't due to our offense scoring or Missouri's Baylor's offense scoring for them. But
it was our offense scoring against us.
Our Baylor's offense did not give us 21 points. That was just how good we were on offense. Obviously, that year, Kevin Wilson had the GOAT, Sam Bradford, 4,720 yards, 50 touchdowns, and a Heisman Trophy, and then a statue to follow east of Memorial Field.
Yeah.
He was then Kevin Wilson. Just more back, kind of his history. He went to Indiana from 2011, 2016, and they had the number 2 offense in total yards in the Big Ten that year. And then in 2015, they had they led the conference in yards as well. Then went to Ohio State as a co-offensive coordinator. He was from 2017 to 2022. He was there with Urban Meyer and Ryan Day.
My brother's favorite coach, Urban.
Urban Meyer. Yep. They averaged more than 40 a game whenever he was there, and then he obviously goes to Tulsa, where he was the head coach there, and then some people rumored he was going to be he was in the rumor mill, I should say, for offensive coordinator position when it was opened up.
I thought I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird to go. Why did he go back to Tulsa?
I think it was a head coaching job. Yeah.
At home. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ready to kind of move.
That seems kind of okay.
Yeah, and it's probably a guy that doesn't want. He may not want to do the full gig of going out to recruit and doing all the coaching, but he just wants to be around still, and he has a lot of knowledge. He wants to dish out, so he has a chance to really do that with Oklahoma. And what I think is really cool about this hire is he's able to help in not just, the offense obviously, but in multiple spots. Former offensive line coach, he knows that Beanball knows him. They know each other too. I was reading, whether or not it's true, I don't know, but through coaching clinics, things, they've talked a lot together. He has the experience to really lend an eye whenever they're doing analyst work, watching film, getting the script ready for practice that next week, and also just confidence. Arbuckle knows he has a guy he can go talk to that's one of the best to ever do it. A guy that's done it at Oklahoma before on a national scale, like he was whenever they were successful as they were in 2008, and was hugely successful. So, just being able to add that experience to it, being able to add a guy that is seriously one of the best that's done it and had sustained success no matter where he's been, is just huge for Oklahoma.
Absolutely. Funny enough, but right before we came on, I saw that Bob Stoops was talking to the ref, and he mentioned it's just a great asset. It's obviously good for so my goodness, it's obviously good for Oklahoma, but he'd be good anywhere. So the fact that we were able to re-get him, have him return, that he was willing to return and offer his expertise, so to say, that's huge for us, especially with how much we were lacking on offense last year. So we got a pretty dang good offensive coordinator start. Now we have, again, people were worried about Ben Arbuckle's experience being so young. And so now you have this, what you think is going to be a prodigy, however you say it. Either's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Prodigy, yeah.
At the offensive coordinator spot, but then you add in that extra layer of wisdom that really goes with it. So it's exciting. Hope it works out.
And in your defense, if anyone's ever had a cough before, you know how just annoying it can be. So I will say you got your father-in-law's cough. It's not a silent one.
I got my father-in-law?
You got my father-in-law's cough.
Oh.
So your dad, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's fine.
Who has a silent cough?
There you go.
No, that's not
That's
a call.
I saw that on. What was that off of? What movie did she do that on? She was like, am I just imagining this? Is it on a?
Oh no, Mean Girls.
Yeah, that's what I always see. That's what I always see. Yep. So just a huge addition, and I think with bringing people in like this, who when you have a new offensive coordinator, but also the amount of new players Oklahoma has, for them to have more coaches to go talk to,
Right.
that they know they can go to and get good advice from people that they can trust. It's only going to help and only going to, I think, progress the offense more efficiently and more quickly now that you have a guy like Kevin Wilson there, and
My brain just keeps going to Kevin James.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Actor. I don't know why that keeps popping. It's like Kevin James and Owen Wilson keeps popping in my head every time I hear this
That's
name.
hilarious.
For no reason.
That's hilarious. I guess they were going to try to get J.P. Losman. He went to Washington, so opened up a spot. Or, I mean, they lost J.P. Losman, I guess, but to Washington. So that's why Wilson was able to come in. I think it's fantastic. But
has he been working this whole time, or did
he was
retire?
at Tulsa last year, 2 years
So he has
ago.
been at Tulsa. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. No, he wasn't there last year. He was there in 2020. I just read it. I can't. 2022, I believe he got there. And then he was at the potential option offensive coordinator search. Yeah, so he was at Tulsa for 2 years. Yep, got there in 2022. So the last 2 years. But with that coming in, he is going to be able to add a lot of just again good knowledge to the offense, and
I think what's great too is he worked with a Heisman candidate. Yeah. So I feel like that, or like not candidate, winner. Mm-hmm. So that I don't know. I feel like. So we talked about some of our coaches being young, so they relate to the players from like a young aspect. They still kind of get that. Where you can go to someone like, Kevin James. Oh, that's in my head.
That's fine.
Kevin Wilson. And you're like, wow, like he worked with literally one of the greatest players of all time. I want to learn from him, or like, I really want to hear what he has to say. Because sometimes if you have a young coach, maybe you don't always show them the respect that you would maybe a senior coach.
Yeah, right.
Just because like they feel more like a brother, more than like a dad. I don't know, because I don't like. They feel like a big brother. Maybe you're not going to be as.
That's true.
I don't want to say call them disrespectful, but you get what I'm saying.
No.
Versus older man, lots of wisdoms, work with some of the greats. You're like, wow, like let me just go to him and run to him and like really take what he has to say more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and I'm again like that's not. People are going to sit there and say, like, what, you're saying they're not going to take Ben Arbuckle's word seriously? No, not necessarily. That's not what I mean at all. I'm just
that's
saying,
people are going to think you're saying just crazy.
Yeah, it's just more like the experience just to back it up on top of that. So,